Hi everyone. Hi Saurabh. Welcome to the
Hello,
session
sir.
and thanks for joining us. Uh, so basically, this is a talk with topper show where we are discussing with the toppers who have scored good marks. Okay, and we'll be getting some insights कि क्या टॉपर्स की स्ट्रैटेजी रही ताकि जो स्टूडेंट ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं ये सेशन देख रहे हैं उनके लिए बेनिफिशियल हो. फाइन. सो सौरभ जस्ट टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ. आपका क्या स्कोर है, आपने कैसे प्रिपेयर किया?
So my name is Saurabh. I'm from Thane, and so I've scored 108 out of 150 in 3-year LLB,
Okay.
and so I have a degree in mass media BMA before this, and I used to work as a content writer.
Okay.
For my strat preparation, I would say on paper I started preparing in Jan-Feb, but I think that would be a formality. So I had a friend of mine who was in the law profession, and he recommended a couple of books to me, and I got those books. I just went through them, skimmed through them, and got a feel of how the bifurcation is and subjects and all that. But actually didn't start studying like what one would call preparation until June, and that is when I also joined EduCARE. And from there, I think it was a very smart decision, I feel, because before that it was like it's like how ऊपर ऊपर ऐसा नहीं था कि focused एक पढ़ाई चालू की.
Right.
Yeah, तो उसके बाद I got a much better idea of it, and yeah, we went from there. Like for the very first thing I did was take a mock test, because before even starting, I need to gauge myself, whether where I stand, whether even I'm capable of this or not.
Right.
So I took a mock test and I got a baseline. So I scored around, some free mock test on the internet. I scored around 94, 95, and I took that as the baseline. And from so each minute I put into studying would be to work on that score and on every get on top of that and get over 100. That was the baseline for me. Scoring over 100. Yeah.
Okay. So, how was your experience with us? Like you joined us in our live coaching because classroom coaching was not possible that time. So, how was your overall experience in terms of faculty, study material, test package?
I think the experience was amazing, because all the student the staff and the teachers, they were very nice to me, and the lessons, the knowledge, the lectures, they were amazing. And it was early in the morning. The lecture was 7 o'clock, and teachers had to get up and set up their computers and phones and whatnot, and we had to get up, the students. So it was, we were all working towards it, and it was very nice. And this interview, I feel, is a testament to how well you guys treat a student, because this is an honor, being on this interview.
That's great. And any tips you would like to share with the future aspirants who are going to write this exam in the coming year?
There are some. So I would first I would like to start with how I prepared for the subjects individually.
Yes.
So my first suggestion would be that take as many mock tests as you can, because that, even if you're not scoring well in those, but you're still getting knowledge, right? Because even if you get an answer wrong, you're still getting the right answer, and you're still, iska ye answer to ye yaad rakhna padega aage jaake. So that includes complete paper mock tests. It includes subject wise mock tests, GK, everything. You just have to, I feel you have to take a mock test every few days. I think 3 or 4 days you have to take a mock test, and सब्जेक्ट आपका जो पढ़ाई तो आपका चालू रहेगा, जो क्लास में चालू, या फिर आप खुद से जो कर रहे हो बुक से. So that helped me a lot. Coming to the subjects themselves, English में I was very lucky to have very good teachers in English in school, so that helped me a lot. And even in class, Prakash sir was amazing. He used to go over all the subjects and all the various elements and the types of questions that come in the exam, and it was nice. As a tip, I would suggest that the students who are wanting to appear for the exam in the future, I would say that for English, you need to watch as many English movies, read books, shows, commentary, newspaper, and basically take in as much English content as you can, because you have to get into that mindset that the answer should come within organically. You don't have to study English. That is what I feel. Once you get into that mindset, you can come up with the answers, because see, talking about grammar or vocabulary, of course you have to study and you have to get the basics in, but there's a thing called the sentence has to sound right when you hear the sentence. So that comes from reading newspapers, watching matches, listening to commentary, movies, shows. So that definitely helped me a lot. Coming to logical reasoning, I think the best approach is putting pen to paper. You cannot solve logical reasoning in your mind.
Yes,
No
yes,
matter how
right,
much of a genius you are,
right,
you
right.
need a pen and paper, because questions पहले काफी बड़े होते हैं logical reasoning
True.
के,
Yes,
and there
yes.
are multiple avenues that you have to pursue at the same time. So paper पे इतना बड़ा प्रश्न दिख रहा है, so you can easily break it down लिख के, you have to
True, true,
get the
true.
tables, the diagrams. If it's in
Yes.
front of you, your mind starts making those calculations automatically in your mind. So you have to that this is I don't think this I think it's a law that you have to do logical reasoning with pen and paper actually.
Yes, yes, definitely. It is a practical thing where you have to solve the question.
Yeah.
No one can solve orally. Okay, so you have to use pen and paper. Okay, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. Because you're looking at the questions, and you're like zeroing on the answer, you are eliminating the wrong answers and all that.
Right, right,
Just
right.
just reveals itself, like an onion, one layer after
Right,
another.
right,
So
right.
I think that would be a good approach for logical reasoning. Legal aptitude is kind of tricky because since we are not lawyers, we are just aspiring to be lawyers.
Yes,
We
right,
don't
right.
have that legal mind yet, right? So if it's case study, you might think that, oh, that might be the logical answer in this case, in the real world, but that may not be the right answer because we don't
Yes.
have that frame of mind yet.
Yes, yes,
So,
right.
so like Sachin sir and Asta ma'am were amazing, getting us into that frame of mind and to train our mind in a certain direction. It's not about being brilliant or it's not about being a genius. It's about thinking in the right direction. I think those two definitely helped us a lot. And in logical reasoning, Madhvi man was amazing. Like the way she was patient with us because it's not easy to get any
Yes,
question
yes,
answered
definitely,
wrong.
because there are many questions and many doubts comes. So
Yeah.
yes, generally it's required a lots of patience to handle students
Yeah,
and their doubts.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
and
what you did in GK and current affairs?
yeah, so about GK and current affairs. So I'll tell you from the very start. Out of the 4 subjects, this was kind of a wild card for me because the other 3 subjects you can study, you can prepare your brain, you can train your mind in a certain way. But GK and current affairs is like there's no logic or there's no process that you need to. You just have to study, and store it inside your mind. So ultimately, what I felt was, and what I decided was that I'm not going to go for GK all the way because no matter how much I study, I'm never going to be able to cover the portion because it's practically impossible or
Yes, right.
it's
Yeah.
infinite, basically.
Yes, yes, it is practically impossible for all. Yes.
Yeah, so what I did was I brushed up on the most noteworthy events in the past 12 months. And apart from that, I focused on ancient, medieval, and modern history, mostly to do with India, and this time it helped a lot, Indian modern history in the paper.
Right.
And in current affairs, like I said, the most noteworthy events in the last 12 months, the Olympics, obviously, and all that, and of course the pandemic that obviously throws up a lot of questions. And yeah, so I think GK was the least of my focus, I would say, because the other 3 subjects, the marks I felt I had in my own hands, I could prepare myself for them. And GK was like, okay, if I do well, अगर 40 marks में से 30 marks में से if I score 15, 20, that's I'll take it. Like I'm not gonna be, make a fuss out of it or anything like that. So that was my approach regarding subjects. And overall, if I had to, give some tips or suggestions, I would say that don't let this exam take over your mind. It is don't like don't stress over it because it's see it as a challenge but as a positive thing in your life, not something that take over you or you're going to stress out like kitna marks milega nahi milega to kya hoga ye hoga. You need to have your daily routine as well because you can't let this take it because you need a cool mind, and having a stressful mind is not definitely not going to be detrimental in that regard.
Yes, agree. Fine. So I think you have shared an amazing uh, tips with the students who are going to write, and you have discussed your journey also, okay, how you went and what was your strategy overall. So thank you so much for sharing your view. And you're targeting KC, right? KC, Siddharth, these two
Yeah,
colleges.
I'm targeting KC, Siddharth, GCCL, and Rija Advani. Of course, I'm targeting GLC first, but like I said earlier, 108 might not cut it this time.
Yes. Yeah, last year the cutoff was 98, 99 for GLC, but this year the paper was little easy compared to 2020.
Yeah.
That's why the cutoff is expected to be higher. Fine. So we wish you all the very best for your selection in your dream college. Okay. And thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing your view. And thank you so much, audience, for watching this video. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.